Good morning, everybody. It's Cowboy. It is Monday. It is 8:30 a.m. EST, and we're live. We're live. Interesting day yesterday. It seems as if the markets, Bitcoin in particular, had a nice scam wick right as Biden jumped out of the race. And I did have a Bitcoin trade laid out, and Bitcoin's actually acting very interestingly, it has every reason to retrace, but it's holding up. However, right when the Biden dropping out of the race announcement happened, there was a bit of a scam wick downwards. Basically, what that means is the markets took kind of a tumble. So let me bring this up on the screen and we will jump right into the charts here. By the way, if you want to know what we do, head over to algofactory.tech. All right, that is our website. We help people become traders. We help people develop their own trading method. That's what we do. And it's pretty awesome. All right, I'm just looking for the right chart up here on the screen. And there it is. Okay. All right, now I do have to erase a trade that's up right now because that's an Algo Factory trade. So give me just a second and I will do that. And then we'll start to review what the liquidity looks like, where price might go, and what it seems to be doing right now. Okay, so sorry for the delay on that. All right, so we have our several months long consolidation approaching about a half a year. Not quite. It's, I think, about 5 months long going back to March, right? So Bitcoin has been going back and forth between about, say, 60.6 thousand or, maybe 60.3 thousand roughly up until about 72,000. It's back and forth. And relatively predictably, there have been some dips to the downside for grabbing liquidity. So you had price kind of run down there and grab it really quick and then come back up. It seems as if the bottom might be in as of the 4th of July. And what I mean by that is after the Bitcoin halving took place back in, I don't know, what was it, April, I think, price has been kind of consolidating. It's been not going up like it was, right? Price really, really rammed up going back to last year, the beginning of this year, and now it's been consolidating for a time. And this actually is a beautiful chart if you look at it, right? I mean, if you really zoom out, going back to 2023, price was sitting at about 16,000, moved all the way up to 75,000. So I don't know, that's good times 4, roughly, something like that, times 5. And now it's just consolidating. And that really, I mean, it's like a high and tight bull flag is what that looks like on the high time frame. Now, of course, Bitcoin can do anything. It could head down, it could head up, it could go up to 100,000, it could go down to 30. I mean, look, we don't know for sure what's going to happen, but the indication is right now is that price could go ahead and retest that high again, around 71, 72,000. And we're going to take a look at liquidity, and we're going to take a look at the algos, and we're going to see what we think is going to happen. Now, there was a fair amount of liquidity. When I say that, I mean liquidations on the leveraged exchanges, and that was around the $66,000 level. Let me zoom this screen in to make it a little easier for the numbers to be seen. Okay. And we're going to run over to the Kingfisher.io to take a look at those liquidations. We're going to see what's going on. Siege, he's stopping by from Glenn's live stream. So I've been talking to Glenn Lawrence in the background. He's got a great channel, and he is probably going to have me on at some point to kind of discuss some crypto and things like that. And that dude is just like, I mean, that dude works hard, man. Dude like live streaming for 8-10 hours at a time easy, and he does it every night in the after hours. So if you're ever up late and you're interested in what's going on in another part of the world, another part of the internet, I should say, a little bit of politics, a little bit of religion, and a lot of fun. So Glenn Lawrence on that. So we'll probably have him on at some point soon as well. What we got here at 66,000. So still the same area where liquidations are, 66 and all the way down at 50. Now to the upside, we've got some up at 71,000, and that's probably the most consequential liquidations to the upside. So I probably would stick right now with what's really close, and we'll say basically between 66,000 and 66,350. So let's do. Oh, where's my chart? Here it is. Basically what I have on the chart right here. It's gone up a bit. It's actually 66,350-ish, right about here. So the liquidity is stayed where it is. The bottom side here is not what it used to be. So basically, price, if the algos point downwards, if in fact you're looking at a move down based on price action, then it's probably would dip right into this box right here. Okay, which again, that's between 66,000 and 66.3. However, right now the price action does not indicate that it wants to do that. Price is pretty bullish and wants to climb up. And as a matter of fact, price has resisted dropping down pretty well. There have been plenty of reasons on the algos for price to drop, and it just continues to slowly grind up. But right in the middle of that, again, the Biden announcement yesterday, we did see price dip down, stop me out of a trade, and that's just the kind of scam wicks that you deal with. So there is a trade available here, and I did map it out yesterday at algofactory.tech. If you want to know what that trade is, you can come on over to algofactory.tech. So let's take a brief look at Solana, because I know Solana is going to be, it's just mobbing, man. I'm pretty sure at this point that it hasn't validated this bearish pattern. Okay, so, and I'll probably do a report on this a little bit later, but let's take a brief look at it. Solana's bullish, and this entire bull run has had Solana as a centerpiece. And I mapped this trade out here last week. And so basically the trade was like this. I think I caught it kind of late, but more or less this was the trade. And price has broken 180, and it's even broken above that, 183. Solana is beautiful right now. And it looks to me as if it hasn't validated this bearish triangle formation that it was creating. And now it's creating a range. So, I mean, if price, got hard hit, it could dump back into this area. But it appears to me that whatever's going on with Solana, this concern is now no longer there. So I'm going to go ahead and erase that. If price does dip hard back in there, like if we do see a move in there that is very strong, then I'll go ahead and reassess that situation with this line here. But that essentially was forming a bearish descending triangle. So no longer the case. So what we're looking at now is whether or not price can beat some of these resistances here. So let me go ahead and make this a bit less visible. And we can get rid of that. And like I said, if price is able to beat these recent highs, then that's going to be an indication of a couple of things. And one of the main indications is that the bulls are back in general, right? Because as long as Bitcoin is consolidating, it seems that Solana and all the rest of the coins, with a few exceptions, are going to continue to consolidate. And in this case, breaking this continuing lower highs, like this, let me put some arrows on it to make it easier to see. So these highs right here, where price kept being unable to break at a quicker and quicker rate, it's very bearish. And the fact that it no longer is doing that is rather bullish, right? It's at least the elimination of some bearishness. So if price can break above this high here, which is 188, and especially if it can break 209, 210, then we're looking at probably two things. One, Solana is going to start moving up. And two, Bitcoin is probably done or near done consolidating, and we get to see everything continue up, right? It's expected, although nothing is for sure, but it is expected that Bitcoin is going to end its consolidation and head up to whatever its next all-time high is. And this is based on just generally how markets work, how the Bitcoin market works every 4 years, right? Now, every 4 years has only been around for a few cycles. Bitcoin's relatively new. So we don't want to be as sure as we would that has had, so I can't even talk or think today. We don't want to be as confident that Bitcoin's going to repeat its prior cycles as we would with something that has had like 20 cycles or something. 4 cycles is not a lot of data points. However, the probability is still there, and a lot of people bet on it, and the fundamentals support what's going on with the halving and supply, and of course now you have the big boys in the game, which that might or might not be a good thing. It's hard to actually say if the institutional money in the game is a good thing because we have a couple of issues with that. It might be that the institutional money just rehypothecates Bitcoin and sucks up all the demand without really limiting the supply. There's a lot of mechanisms that we don't understand quite yet, but what we are able to understand is the charts. And again, Bitcoin might break out, and Solana breaking these highs right here might be kind of a canary in the coal mine telling us that Bitcoin's about to break out as well. So I appreciate everybody watching, and do the like, do the subscribe. It does help our channel out. Go ahead and leave some comments, if you're watching this video after the fact. And come to algofactory.tech, zap the QR code in the top right-hand corner. Just a quick reminder, we help people build trading methods, right? You don't have to know how to code or anything like that. It's not that kind of thing. Although if you do want to build a trading method that you want to hard code into a trading bot, we can help you get on that path as well. That's actually a pretty valuable thing to be able to do. Just hit a button, let it trade for you. It's also not as hard or not as easy as people think, right? It's kind of in between. Some people think it's easier than it is. Some people think it's harder than it is. But we can at least give you the reality of what that is and help you get on that path. So again, Golden Khan, we're ending this show right now. So we start this at about 8:30 a.m. EST. So that's, if you have questions, you pop on at that time and ask your questions. Those kind of things, Trump, Elon, Fink. I mean, I don't really know or care. I take a look mostly at the charts. Most of those things with those people, Fink and all them, whatever they're doing tends not to really affect the price in a way that isn't shown on the charts in the short term. So, I'm a technical analyst. I'll talk about those things, but in the end, what I'm interested in doing is making money, getting in and out within like a few hours or a few days. And it's impossible to predict anything that Trump, Elon, or Fink or anybody else is going to say. So honestly, those kinds of things don't really matter in the way that I trade. But yeah, if you have questions about it, feel free to come on in at the beginning of the show. And that goes for anybody watching. If you have like a chart you want to see, this is out there for you. And all of the, all the people watching, if you have questions, you have a chart you want to see, just ask for it. I'll put it up on the screen. So in the meantime, though, I do want to thank you all for coming. AlgoFactory.tech, trade your job, upgrade your life. And don't forget,
join us or die.